up, friends? I made papadels with broad corn and a Wagyu steak with the Napolitana Braai relish. I know it's going to be amazing. Taste it with me. You have to stay till the end of the video. Trust me, I'm going to show you step by step how I made this delicious meal. And if I cannot lie to you, this was one of the best meals I've ever made. Once my fire was ready, I wanted to start my corn so that could go while I'm doing the Napolitana sauce for the Braai relish and then get everything going. So first I got the coals ready, got it hot, and then I put my corn on, and then it was time to get everything ready. First I had to finely chop my onions and my garlic so that I can get it ready for my Braai relish and Napolitana sauce. The key to a good Napolitana sauce is to fry those onions and garlic with a lot of oil at a low heat for about 15 to 20 minutes. I know it sounds odd, but that's really what you have to do to get the sweetness out of the onions. Once I did that, it was time to add my tomatoes. Give that a mix, and then I added some salt, some pepper, and then some oregano. After that, added a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, and then we let that simmer for about another half an hour. Once my corn was ready, it was time to take it off and chop it up. I'm not the biggest fan of corn, but what I like is aromat, so I added the two together and that was really delicious. Once the corn was ready, it was time to move on to the next step. If you've been following the Fat Greek for a while, you know that my favorite way to make any pup is with chicken stock in the water. I'm using my favorite old Ace pup, and then it was time to make it. I added the pup slowly but surely into the water with the chicken stock and just kept on mixing. I don't like lumpy pups, so I mix and mix and mix, and then I get all those lumps out. Once the pup was ready and a bit harder, I closed the lid and I let that go for about another 15 minutes. Then I added my corn into the pup and then I mixed that up for the papadels. I wanted the corn for a little bit of crunch, and into the papadels it went, and after that we added some cheese, which I'll show you in a bit. Once the Napolitana sauce had been going for about half an hour, I then finished it off with a bit of balsamic vinegar. This is just to add a bit of sweetness to the Braai relish. My objective for these papadels is to get them nice and round. So a little secret that I used is an ice cream scooper, and it was really easy to get into balls. The pup was so hot, it was a bit difficult in my hands, but once I got those balls ready, it was time to add the cheese. All I did was I took Gouda cheese, cut it into cubes, and I stuffed a little piece in each papadel into the middle before we fry it. Then it was time to get my batter ready. I'm using 2 eggs for the egg mixture, and then in the dry batter, that's Kellogg's breadcrumbs. I put a bit of barbecue spice in the breadcrumbs just to give it a bit of extra flavor. Then I dipped it in the egg and then in the breadcrumbs, and my papadels were ready. I was given this beautiful Wagyu steak by Silent Valley Wagyu, and it was time to season it. I wanted to keep the flavor simple, so I did salt, pepper, and garlic powder. That's it. Turn over the steak, do it on both sides. I got all the edges and it was ready to grill. Cooked the steak on my Mega Master. My goal was to get it medium rare. I used a high heat on my Mega Master, which isn't as hot as charcoal, but I got it just right. Once my steak was fully cooked, it was time to take it off and let the steak rest. It was now time to fry my papadels. I got the temperature of the oil to 300 degrees Fahrenheit, and after that I fried all of my balls until they were golden brown. It took about 4 to 5 minutes, and then I took them out and let them rest and get all the oil off them. Man, was I so excited when I got these right, because I'd only tasted them once before and I was super excited to try this. Once the steak had rested, it was time to cut it, and I love cutting Wagyu, especially with my Japanese knives, but it really was like cutting through butter. Let me know in the comments below what you want me to make next. Friends, this looks incredible. The cheese stuck in the middle, as you can see, with the corn in the pup, chicken stock in the pup, as well as this braai relish that I made. I know it's going to be delicious. Cheers, everybody. This is incredible. This is really one of the best dishes I've ever made. It's so tasty. The cheese and the chicken stock go together, the pup and the breadcrumbs with the little sauce and the steak. Guys, I love this. What a meal it took to cook. Thank you for watching, and keep on cooking, beautiful people.